News is the social mobilization manager of Actionaid Nigeria, Adewale Adeduntan. Adewale, we saw you in that report earlier, and paint for us a further picture of Goal 1 of the Sustainable Development Goals, seeking to end poverty everywhere. How far have African countries gone in achieving this?
Sulaiman, thank you for having me. The answer is straight and clear. We still have a very long way to go in Africa in terms of ensuring that we achieve Goal 1 of the SDG. This is because if you check at all the prime factors that one can use to benchmark prosperity, you realize that Africa is very, very far from all of this. If you check indicators like I mentioned in the report, open defecation, number of out of school children that we have, number of women still dying as a result of maternal mortality, number of infant mortality, and the number of carnages that we have on our highways, the state of our infrastructure and the state of education in Africa generally, you realize that we are still a far cry to what one can think or way to be in favor of nearing or reaching prosperity or working towards achieving Goal 1 of the SDG. So the point is about the fact that the poverty rate in Africa is still very, very high, and relative deprivation is not what you can use to describe the situation in Africa. You talk more about our situation in Africa as more of absolute deprivation because the basic lifestyle standard that is expected are not just there. And that is why you see forced migration and you see people moving from their fatherland. You see brain drain still plaguing Africa. And when the best of hands and brains in any land are moving to other parts of the country, you can be sure that what one should expect are things that will further bring the standard of living down in such places. But the bottom line remains the fact that we still have a very long way to go in Africa, talking about our performance towards inching towards the edge of attaining Goal 1 of the SDG.
Let me jump in here, Adewale, and if you say Africa, specifically Nigeria, has a long way to go now, let's start looking at the numbers. More than 700 million people live in extreme poverty today. And that's the equivalent of 10% of the world population. Now, how can these numbers be reduced? Well, Adewale, if you can hear me, well, I'm sorry, it looks like I lost Adewale Adeduntan there. Adewale, thank you for your time. Adewale is the Social Mobilization Manager for Actionaid Nigeria.